All right, Jordan, how many ducks do you see in this image?
Josh didn't want this to be the opening chat, but I saw it. It said how many ducks are there, and I had to know. There's 13.
Oh,
Are there not?
very good.
Did I get it right?
Well, I don't know. There's some argument about maybe there's an extra duck right here. Maybe there's one right here.
There's a duck right there, Josh. You're right.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 16 ducks.
This is what Reader's Digest has come to. Remember?
Yeah, this is Reader's Digest.
Grandma Taylor's house.
Yeah.
Always had Reader's Digest. I couldn't read to digest it, but I thought it was reputable, and now we've got this blurry 240p. We take a 1 week hiatus, and this is what we come back with. What is that noise? Very rhythmic.
Kelly is pumping upstairs.
Oh, I was like, it sounds like a bass from like some dude in the car.
I don't even hear it anymore.
Welcome everyone to the Blimey Cow podcast. Almost every Friday. We did miss last week, Josh. Josh almost died.
I'm still here.
He is here, but we had to call it quits for 1 week. We make the world a little less messy every single Friday. My name is Jordan.
And I'm Josh, hoping that you'll join us for BlimeyCon 2024, happening September 20th to the 22nd, near Nashville, Tennessee, right here where we call home. We're gonna do summer camp, but we're doing it almost in the fall so that it's less hot.
You know, it's not even the hot. The heat is the humidity.
Yeah,
People, they're not prepared
Yeah.
for it when they
They
come
don't
here
know.
to Nashville.
It's thick down here.
It
It's
really
thick.
is. Live video recordings, we're going to do games, tons of activities. So head to blimeycow.com/BlimeyCon2024 because early registration ends July 31st. So you need to get your tickets immediately.
Okay, we really, really want to see you. I don't know. It's so hard to promote BlimeyCon to people that have not been there before. But once you go, you know. It's just the most fun.
You really do. You make a lot of lifetime friends.
Yeah.
A lot of people end
Yeah.
up getting married, Josh.
Just
We hate to promote it.
given how small, relatively speaking, the events are, the number of people that end up getting married at these
a
things.
ridiculously high percentage.
Yeah,
I mean,
it is pretty wild.
It's unusual. Last time we had it, there was like,
At least two.
there were definitely two couples.
Well, yeah, two couples. Yeah.
Yeah, two couples
Yeah.
that got married, and one of them lives near me now.
That's right. If you want a free Blimey Cow t-shirt, then head over to supportblimeycow.com because when you join, you get a free Blimey Cow shirt as our way of saying thank you. You also get exclusive video content like the bonus segment of the podcast and bonus messages. So head over to supportblimeycow.com today to join the best community on the internet. And we want to say thank you to Andrew Stern and Adam, let me see, Hoekstra? I think maybe that's how it's pronounced.
right.
I've talked to Adam
Dutch?
on the site. Maybe.
Is
I
that
don't
a
know.
Dutch name?
He's a cool guy. Go to supportblimeycow.com and you can join too. And then we'll say thank you to you on the show.
We will. Don't forget to check out the Clips channel too, guys. Okay, everything that you love about the podcast, but without this pesky time commitment. New clips are uploaded every single day, almost. YouTube. If Josh isn't dead, he almost died.
Like there's always like a uploaded every day unless, and there's some
Josh.
excuse every week.
At Blimey Cow Clips.
Okay. All right. Hey, let's get to a new segment. Okay, so we've had enough people do this now where it's not really a fluke anymore. This is clearly, this is a pattern on our program. And so we're just going to commit to it. And we're going to say that, hey, to the people that watch our show that have companies or services or businesses that they get in touch and say, hey, can you guys promote it on the show? We're just creating a segment. It's called Fans of the Show.
Fans of the show.
So if you're hearing us talk about something on the podcast right here in this section, it's a fan of the show who is wanting to get in touch with other fans of the show.
Merrick is a longtime viewer of Blimey Cow. His office, the
Peach.
The Peach.
Yeah, the Peach Financial Group.
Oh, you said pronounced peach. Financial Group focuses on holistic financial strategies, helping clients save and build long-term financial success using industry-leading interactive financial software, protection, and investment strategies. This is something that I need, Josh.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I've actually I did a call with these guys.
Did you?
Yeah, and they're super cool, super nice. Kind of did an initial financial assessment just to sort of see what they do, and it's really cool. It's really neat. They're super friendly. They'll explain everything to you if you feel dumb. I was just like, I have 1,000 questions, and I'm always embarrassed to ask these things. Answered everything for me. Super cool, super friendly. Their clients include individuals, families, and businesses. Merrick runs his practice with an emphasis on stewardship, bringing a kingdom mentality to his fiduciary duties. So if you're looking for something with kind of a Christian slant, this is what you're looking for. So to learn more, start by taking a free financial assessment at planwithmerrick.com. I'll have that on the screen here and down in the description.
Wow, when my life calms down a little bit, Josh, after the baby, that's probably what I'm going to do.
There you go.
You guys do it too. I mean, it sounds great.
Merrick said, it's optional, but if you want to say this, you can. He said, make your financial life a little less messy. Okay?
That's not optional. Gotta be kidding me.
So go to planwithmerrick.com. Again, fan of the show, wanted to connect with other fans of the show. So thank you all so much. And
yes,
get in touch with us if you have a business you want to promote. Happy to do it. Let's talk. Okay. Top stories?
Let's do it. Josh, the biggest story in my life right now is not that my child is being born. You would think that it would be if I was a good father.
I said, hey, maybe you should say something about how you're about to become a dad on the top stories. You said, no, I need to talk about this Alex Jones meme that I made. Okay.
No, Josh, no.
I like it, but.
No, but both are amazing things.
Both are things that you created and are just taking on a life of their own.
That's exactly right, Josh. The Alex Jones meme, I think, the one that I posted on Instagram, I honestly, guys, I actually think that is the most shared Alex Jones meme that's ever been on Instagram.
They look up to some twit instead of looking up to Thomas Jefferson or looking up to Nikola Tesla.
Somebody sent me a very, very shared Alex Jones meme on Instagram. I was like, hey, here's one too. And it had a lot, but mine has blown past. I mean, it's crazy. I think it's going into other countries now because people are sharing it on their stories and they're speaking other languages. So I don't know, man. I actually, I'm not even exaggerating. I actually think that might be the most shared. I mean, it's crazy. We've got Ty Lopez sharing it, top UFC fighters. I've said it before. But there's been tons. There's actors who have been liking this, like from other countries.
Really? Wow.
It's bizarre.
Okay.
Actors, Josh.
Actors.
So
the true geniuses of our time.
I know. So it's amazing what they can do.
Wow.
So it's doing fine.
Do you get compensated from Instagram at all? Is this like Twitter? Nothing. No, I thought that they canceled Zuckerberg.
That, Josh.
Oh, they got rid of that.
It's gone, as far as I understand.
Facebook isn't paying people anymore.
No, like they were paying everybody, and now they've stopped. I think you have to. I think you can still get paid if you are in the upper echelon of society.
Oh, okay.
But no, if I just post this, they're already trying to throttle this one back.
They're not going to pay you for your Alex Jones
quantity of
masterpiece.
Shares. This thing has 145,000 shares, and it doesn't even have 3 million views.
So
145,000 shares.
So it's hold on. So 100,000 and it's got 3 million views?
Less than 3 million views. It has 2.7 million views.
Okay, so that's
But I know this that seems like maybe that makes sense. I don't think that it does. But if you look at other Instagram posts,
no, that doesn't make any sense. Okay, what is that like? Okay, 5%. So that would be if for every person that watched it, or sorry, for everybody that has watched that video, 5% of people that watched it shared it with someone. Now that doesn't make any sense.
That's pretty high percentage.
For every 100 people that watched it, 5 people shared it with someone. That doesn't make any sense.
It has 2.7 million.
That's like if a view was actually a view and not just scrolling, stop for 3 seconds and that counts as a view.
No, the watch time on that is like 30 seconds.
What's going on?
And initially when it was going out to my initial followers, the watch time was like pretty low. I mean, it was like maybe 15 seconds. as it's been shared and people who actually care about that, actually it started getting spread around. It just, now it's at 30 seconds.
Once
so it's getting shown.
Once it was getting shared around the UFC Slack channels.
Yeah, then it got to 30 seconds. It's crazy. So, if you wanna build a following, don't do Alex Jones memes because like the algorithm doesn't want to share it. It has to be shared by the people.
Yeah.
And it's an interesting thing, Josh. Go watch some random thing of some girl who's half naked, like cooking something on Instagram, like just classic Instagram. Like, why? Why is this? I don't even go on there. I don't even go to the search thing anymore, especially for men. It's crazy what they have on there.
I remember that back when I had Instagram. Yeah. Like one time I clicked on that and I was like, oh, okay, noted. Don't ever click on this. Like, there's
like the search.
This is
thing.
like
it's straight up
18 and up.
Yeah. Now, I report stuff, so Instagram now, if I ever go there, it's pretty much just cycling.
Oh, okay. There you go.
But then they have to throw in a girl cycling every once in a while who's like,
these girl cyclists.
Well, I don't even think that they actually are cyclists.
Oh, I see. Not a true woman cycler.
No, I don't think so. I don't think so, Josh. But yeah,
woman on bike.
These videos have like 20 million views, and they don't even have any of the shares that I have. It doesn't make sense.
They're just pumping it out there. Nobody cares.
Yeah, it's amazing how many shares this has. I mean,
all right, well,
I'm
that's very
talking
exciting.
Comments, shares. I mean, it's crazy how many all this has got. So.
I've been noticing you've been making these edits lately. That's fun. It's fun.
Yeah, it's fun.
It's fun.
It's fun.
It's fun.
It's fun.
It's cool. It's a nice little use of Instagram.
That's what I thought.
Yeah. I think it's cool.
Well, good. Maybe
Do you feel weird about it or something? You're like,
it's fine.
Okay.
No, I wonder if I should make a separate Instagram account where I just make those.
Oh, okay. That's like the story. That's like the story of you with every social media platform you have. Like, maybe I just make a separate thing for that. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's so true. I mean, you're kind of. I kind of got to a point where I said, I'm just gonna delete all this stuff. But you are actually like You're trying to do like constructive, fun things with it, but you're realizing, oh, you know what? What I used to do with all my social media stuff, I'm not sure is fun to me anymore. I want to do something else. Should I just start a new one or just keep scaring the people that are already following?
Exactly. And you lose, the amount of followers that I lost from the Alex Jones meme, dude. I mean, it was like staggering.
People can't take a joke.
The hate that I got from that was amazing. It really, truly was. But then the amount of followers that I gained from that was like a tsunami. To
wow.
The amount that I lost.
Wow.
It was
so
hilarious.
much persecution. Just trying to make just an Alex Jones edit.
And it's too much for them.
Well, as mentioned earlier, I got pretty sick this week. We had to cancel the show last week. We've only not done the show 2 weeks since we started it. One was because you had the flu or something. Remember that?
That's right. Yeah, that was bad. That was horrible, man.
Yeah. We only cancel the show if one of us is like on death's door.
Yeah, if you know, like, not even if we have a little something small. Like, it's like if the show didn't come out, like,
this was a last second cancellation and somebody is not in good shape.
No, Josh he voice messaged me and I thought he was going to die. I told Sarah, I said, I'm concerned.
Amy voice Facebook. No, she Facebook. She FaceTimed me one day, and she was like, "Mom was really worried about you."
That's what I mean.
Mom was in the room. She was like, "No, Amy, I'm not."
Mom was over there.
No, she was here. I think Amy FaceTimed her, and then she handed me the phone.
Oh, okay.
And then Amy just completely betrayed her by just immediately like putting Mom on blast, and Mom was like. I didn't do that. I wasn't freaking out. She was freaking out. She was really scared.
This is when you had your sickness?
This is when I had the sickness.
Yeah, it was pretty scary.
I had some kind of weird stomach bug.
See, I knew something was going on.
Yeah.
Because I was having me on my laptop late one night.
Yeah?
And I think like I fell asleep early and then I woke up. You know how that goes. You wake up, it's like 11:30 and you're like, oh gosh, I've been asleep for 3 hours already. Like, what happened?
Yeah.
And I got on. I was like gonna like look at some French stuff or whatever, and then it popped up and it said that Josh was playing on Steam, playing some game, and I was like, oh no. And that's when the next day you texted me. dude, I'm not doing so well. And I was like, I'm worried. Josh doesn't like get on late. He's like playing Slay the Spire. It's like 11:30. I was like, what's going on? Like, I thought I was alone. It's like 11:30 at night. Like,
I really need to turn it off so it doesn't tell people when I'm playing video games. I don't need people knowing what I'm doing.
I don't even know how to do that. How do you?
I don't know. I feel like I turn on all my Steam privacy settings and it doesn't. Whatever. People are gonna know. Wow, Josh plays a lot of Slay the Spire.
You don't even
For
play
a
that
grown
much.
man.
That's why it was so late at night. I was like, Josh has got to be sick.
I just had a really bad stomach bug or something. I didn't know what was going on because I've never really had a stomach virus before. But what was weird, like my stomach hurt for a couple of days, like bad. But what was really bad was the fatigue. I had no energy.
Yeah.
And I felt completely dehydrated. I had to like just down juice like every 45 minutes for like 3 or 4 days. Like even today, I still feel a little.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's
what the
weird.
heck? But he didn't even throw up. That's
I never
what's the
threw up.
strangest
I
That's
never
what's
threw
weird.
up. I just felt bad. And I was so tired. Man, it was weird. Anyways, I'm okay now. I'm feeling better finally.
For your birthday, we went to the Opryland Hotel, and so maybe you got something there. Amy got Amy. Well, no, Amy. I
was
wonder if
already
you
sick.
got it from Amy.
That's what I think too. I think there was something going around because we know other people that got a stomach bug too.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, Kelly always says this. She says every time we go to Opryland Hotel, somebody gets sick. Every time.
Well, you know what it is. It's probably because your guard is down because you feel like you're outside.
I know,
but you're not. And so you're touching stuff, and then you touch your face.
You're
and you
licking
think you're
things. You're just
Yeah, maybe that is what it is. I don't know. But
anyways, we're back in action until this baby shows up.
yeah.
Okay, so we don't know at this point. We don't know when
He's going to be here.
I did post on the Blimey Cow podcast channel before we didn't post last week, and I said, hey, just FYI, the baby's not here, but there will not be an episode this week. Because I knew people would assume. But yeah, the next time there's not an episode, you can make some assumptions. So
Hopefully
there
will be an episode because I'll have a lot to say.
Okay.
So we'll see.
Okay. Yeah, we're not getting ahead on the podcast, so I'm just
No.
it's in Jordan's court. I'm not going to text him and say, "Do you want to do a podcast this week?" I'll wait till he texts me and says, "All right, I'm ready to do a podcast." So there we
that
go.
will be at my house, I'm sure.
Yes, we'll do it at your house. That's it.
Well, let's get to the message. Dear Jordan and Josh, as I'm sure you know already, I think a word to best describe how most people feel a majority of the time is stressed. I wouldn't have classified myself as that until a few weeks back when I randomly heard a song I would often listen to growing up. Where is this gonna go? She would never describe herself as stressed until she heard a song. I was filled with a rush of calm emotions I forgot I was capable of feeling. It awoke something in me as it made me realize how overwhelmed I've actually become in my late 20s. Okay, see, that makes sense. I understand life can't always be rainbows and butterflies, but I realized how I'm single with no major responsibilities. What do you think I could be doing during this time in my life to promote that emotion of calm? I've already set a time limit of only 30 minutes of screen time a day, which helps. And my older brother suggested I take a long vacation. He knows of my childhood dream to travel, and a part of me does just want to drop everything but buy an RV and travel. I have some money saved. I just want a life change and not be socially anxious anymore. What would you guys do if you were in my shoes? See, this is great. This is what you gotta say with this situation. This is exactly like if you've ever heard of the backwards law. People think, Josh, I'm probably gonna say something that you don't know I'm gonna say.
Okay.
The backwards law is that you get what you don't get what you want. You only get what you want when you don't do the thing that would naturally get you that thing.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I believe that.
So like for writing stories, for example, you don't make I made a podcast episode about this on the If Then podcast. I forget what the name of it is, what that episode is, dang it. But I did one on the backwards principle. And it's like if you're writing a story,
Yeah.
you can't write a story that's this all-encompassing character because nobody will be able to relate to this character, even though you think that you're creating a character that's all-encompassing. So it'll draw in the most people. It's like 2.5 Men. It'll draw in the most people.
Yeah.
You need to limit your character to be like really very specific and
Yeah.
kind of like quirky and like they're a specific person. And for some reason, people can find themselves in that more than a broad character. That's just to describe the backwards principle. You need to narrow down to broaden out. But with this person here is like, I am stressed. I need to find peace. What should I do to find peace? I need to buy an RV. I need to travel. I need to do this. I need to do my screen time 30 minutes a day. But when you just start making these like rules or these things to do to find peace, I've found that doesn't actually do anything.
Yeah.
Especially if you're talking about if I don't even know how old they are. Do we know?
Late 20s, I think.
Okay.
She said.
Like life now, you're gonna spend your whole. This probably won't happen, but I like to prophesy stuff. You know what I mean, Josh? But probably what's gonna happen is you found this new sense of peace, realize that you're stressed, but you're not actually finding like the real reason for the stress. It's just like, oh, I'm single. I have no responsibilities. Oh, I had this dream of traveling when I was a kid. I want to buy an RV. I want to travel for 4 years, for 5 years, and do all this stuff. But then, like, what does that do long term?
Right.
For you, right? Like,
Right.
Do you want to get married? Do you want to have kids? Like, now you have no money because you know what I mean? Like, you've bought an RV, you've traveled, you spent all your money. So, like, yeah, maybe that brings you peace in, like, the short term, but, like, what does this long-term, you know what I mean?
I would think there's something to be said that when you turn 30, your brain just clicks into a gear and you start to start to think, hold on. What am I
Well, that's what we're trying
doing?
to avoid with her because
Right.
she's not there yet.
Right.
But that's what I'm worried about. She's going
Right.
to be on this, like, YWAM kind of search for peace almost, you know what I mean? I don't even know if anybody knows what YWAM is anymore. But you're going to go on this search for peace, and then you're going to come home, and you're going to be like, shoot, wait, I'm 30.
Yeah.
And I have nothing.
Yeah.
I don't even know if I truly found this peace that I was looking for.
Yeah. It's tough because it's
Yeah.
like if it's somebody looking like that wants to get married and do that stuff and you just haven't found the person. I never know what to tell people when that happens because it's like, well, just
See,
hold on.
Well, I think that even this is going to be an unpopular opinion. Whatever, I don't care. But I think that everybody wants to get married. That's just in your DNA. That's how can you argue with that? I don't even know how you can objectively argue with the fact that. And if you don't want to get married, that means that there's something in your life that you haven't really dealt with that is making you. And you don't even understand. You don't even know why. Like, well, I have no desire to reproduce at all. To me, that's saying something. I know people are going to freak out. I've said this before, and people got a little upset.
I think in general that is true.
But very generally, that's
yeah.
that needs to be true.
Yeah.
In this for
Right.
for any of this to make sense.
Right.
Because if we go way too far in the other direction, now we have no civilization, which
Right.
is where we're going now. So it's got to be swinging more towards my way than the other
Right.
way, because
Right.
we would nobody would be
If
here.
you're gonna make a hard and fast rule.
It should be over the.
Yeah,
Assume the other way is right.
Right.
So yeah, when I hear that people are like, I don't really want to get. It's like, all right, well,
Yeah. I don't really believe you. Yeah.
But oftentimes, the people that are like that are the kinds of people that are saying that very like, I know. Like if I know anything in life, it's that I don't want to have kids.
Yeah.
And it's just like odd to me.
Yeah.
Why are you so sure of that?
Yeah.
Did something happen to you? Like, are you hurt in
Yeah.
some way? Like, do
Yeah.
you not have the greatest relationship with your parents?
Yeah.
I mean, it's just basic stuff, but.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that's what's going on with this person or not. But when I see a young girl who's like, I want peace, I want to travel the world and buy an
Yeah.
RV because I saw people on YouTube do that.
Yeah.
I mean, shoot, I've thought of that. I want to buy an RV. I've saw some
Yeah.
people do these RV videos on YouTube. It's like, that'd be pretty sweet. But
They're expensive.
that's
mean,
what
they're
I'm saying. This is a huge commitment. This
Yeah.
isn't just like nothing. Like those are expensive. And then you want to remodel them. You want to.
Well, I think part of her situation, she's just trying to figure out like how does she de-stress her life a little bit. Maybe in a way without making like a huge life change or something. She's already trying to be disciplined about her phone and stuff. And I get what you're saying about like don't make 1,000 rules for yourself. But I mean, in general, that's probably 30 minutes screen time. That's in this day and age, that's
I mean, you're barely texting.
you're barely looking to see what time it is.
Don't look at the time. And when you're talking on the phone, make sure it's up to your ear.
Yeah.
Make sure you're getting cancer, because if you don't, and you're doing
that counts as screen time.
That counts as screen time, Josh. So you can't win. It's frustrating, man.
I mean, I think life just gets more stressful as you get older.
That's what it just
and you probably
is, yeah.
you connected with a memory that reminded you of a time when you didn't have as much stress. You probably felt like you had stress back then, but now you're realizing, oh no, I made it through that fine. So now I can just look at it with rose-colored glasses.
Yeah.
But you know, if you think about it back then, you were probably pretty stressed out about things back then too, because you never know if you're going to make it through things unharmed emotionally, and you always end up being fine. So I don't know, take that same lesson to now and say, yeah, I'm going to be fine. I'm not a crazy person, so life is good. I'm going to do well. Mm-hmm. Even if I don't really know. I mean, that's something I have to tell myself a lot of times.
Yeah.
Like I don't really know how this is going to turn out, but I know that everything has turned out fine up to this point. So unless I'm just going to completely lose my mind or something, I guess this will find a way to resolve itself too.
Yeah.
Things always seem to turn out okay as long as you keep a good attitude and keep your head on straight and try to be nice to kind to other people.
Yeah.
And I guess what I mean is put other people's needs ahead of your own in a healthy way.
Yeah. in a healthy way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
it does seem like maybe it's just a perspective shift. And I've thought of this too. Like, your life feels stressful. What do you do?
Yeah. And I mean, part of it really is like when you turn 30, you just got to start figuring out those life things or you start to freak out.
Yeah.
So
that's what we're trying to we don't it seems like you're going to go and your 30s are going to come and you're going to be traveling alone in an RV, and I don't want to wake up day one of that. I don't think that's going to be a pretty sight.
Either make it a priority to start figuring out, all right, who am I going to spend my life with? It's just tough to do that, I know, because if then after you actually commit to like making that a priority, you still can't figure it out, then you feel like, well, I guess I'm just going to be alone forever, when it really is just going to work itself out when it's going to work itself out. But I don't know. I just, I got married so young. I don't even know what it's like to be into my 30s and not knowing about all that stuff.
I know. That's what I
don't even know how to.
I don't know.
I don't even know how to think about it. So I don't.
I hope that answered something.
I hope we helped you.
Let's get to conspiracy theory.
Here we go. Now, Jordan, while I was sick, I lied there in bed and I watched the debate. When I wrote in my journal that night, I said, oh, by the way, today was the debate. And for future reference, yes, it was that debate.
yeah.
And I didn't give any other details.
Yeah. It's true.
Anyways, I just laid there and watched it in my half awake state, and I just thought, oh my gosh, this is crazy.
Did you watch from the beginning?
Yeah, I watched the whole thing. I dozed off for a couple of minutes in the middle because I didn't see the part where they were like arguing about golf. So I think I dozed off for a minute about that, but I saw most all of it. But we've been talking on the podcast about how Jordan has a theory, has been saying for a while that Biden wasn't going to be the nominee in November.
Well, it was like this planned thing. They weren't gonna,
Yeah.
they were keeping him as long as possible so that they could do a switcheroo and then put Michelle Obama in, or somebody else, maybe Gavin Newsom. Maybe switcheroo, and then he, there's a sense of urgency. People are like, oh, we need to get behind. Maybe Taylor Swift comes out and says Michelle Obama is the way to go. So I don't know if any of that's actually going to happen, because after the debate, and it was just so clear, we thought, here's the moment. They set Biden up.
Right.
They didn't give him his meds.
That's what it felt like. It was like, this is a setup.
Right. But then it turns out that nothing happened. Like he said, I'm not leaving the. He said, I'm not leaving.
What's going on?
So we're like, wait, now we're like, is Thomas Massey right? Where he's like, it's
Cool kids
disorganized,
table?
and there's these cool kids table, and everybody wants. There's not actually this grand plan. They don't really have anything.
Yeah.
On most people that they're like forcing them to do stuff because they're blackmailing them. He's like, no, everybody wants to be cool.
Yeah.
And that's just who they are. And so it's just like life. So then they go to Washington and they don't do what they say they're going to do because they met all these cool people and they want to do what they want to be able to eat lunch with them.
So is it cool kids table or is it deep state? That's the question Jordan and I've been asking each other for the last couple of weeks. And after this debate, I don't know. Like, 'cause when the debate was immediately over, I was just watching the reaction to it from like the pundits or whatever.
Yeah.
And it was just such lockstep. He's got to step down. He's got to step down. I was like, man, I can't believe it. It was like watching something that you had thought, oh, this is what they're going to do. This is what they're going to do. And then just like watching it happen as if they're like, oh, this is just so surprising. We can't believe it. It's like, I can't believe, like, how, this is so weird seeing something we've talked about like actually happening. And so but then he said, no, I'm not leaving. I'm not going anywhere. They're like, no, we're staying put. I was like, wait, so
right.
Oh, so there is like, there's a plan, but also there's dissension in the ranks. It's not. Yeah, they're not all in lockstep. It's super interesting.
It really is.
It's so now it's kind of odd too to think about, because it's like when you're cynical like us, you think, well, we don't quite know what's going on, but we know somebody's knows what they're doing. Someone's got the plan, and this is what's going. But now it kind of feels like, oh no, people got the plan, but we don't know if the plan's going to work.
Yeah, somebody made it, but we don't know if they're all going to go along with it.
Yeah.
Which seems very Republican, like there's just no plan, and they just, if it works, it works, and if not. But it always seems like the Democrats, there's somebody doing something. Like, it just feels different.
Yeah, they feel a lot more in lockstep, but right now it feels like very discombobulated.
It does.
It's very strange and interesting to see it all play out. So I don't know what's going on.
Well, what's really weird is that then once they realized that Biden wasn't actually going to step down because he didn't want to go along with it, or Jill Biden didn't want to go along with it, well, then it was like, well, what do we do now? So then they started to go on TV, just like the anchors, and they were then trying to excuse his behavior.
Oh yeah,
I've
seen that a little bit too. Like, it was one bad debate, or
I think they were doing that because they're like, well, what's happening? We don't want to look like absolute idiots.
I know.
So we need to give ourselves an out.
It could be so. There's like a wannabe deep state, and then there's also multiple cool kids tables, and so everybody is jockeying for position right now.
Yeah, that's what it feels like.
To decide who's going to be in charge of what happens next. But it's like, it's really weird to be at a point in history where it's like, oh, we don't know how this is going to shake out. Everyone is spazzing out so much, like we always joke about, like a cornered animal. Like, that's what it feels like.
But then what do they do? What do they do if it is Michelle Obama, which it probably won't be, but if it is, then what do? They just say, oh, Kamala Harris needs to step aside? Or are they really going to put two?
I don't know.
Two women, which seems like, they do two men all the time, but for some reason,
no, I don't think they would run together.
Right.
They would have to tell Kamala.
Right, but they couldn't do that because she's like the first black lady to be vice president. So I'm wondering, this is my theory. I'm wondering if Biden will step down somehow, if they make him or they end him, and then, or I don't know, man. And then they have Kamala show up. and she's actually the president for like a couple months.
Uh-huh.
So she gets her turn. So that's a way to have them not look
I
bad.
see.
She gets her turn,
Okay.
then they say, okay, now she's not going to run. Now
Okay.
we're going to put up somebody else.
You know what they could do? They could, he could step down. She could be the president, and then they could have some sort of like horrible event happen that really puts America on edge, and she's just not up to the task. You know,
Not
so they're like,
the experience.
We gotta put someone up with more experience, or somebody who's gonna bring the country together. And so then they at the, I don't know, what are they gonna do? Because they got the convention coming up in a month or two, right?
So we're trying to figure it out. We're trying to figure out if, and this will we'll just switch over to It Gave Me Hope now.
Okay.
This kind of gives me hope because I don't want to believe that there is this scary, IRS deep state behind who's going to take everybody out all the time.
Yeah.
That it's really just a hodgepodge of people who like think they're cool and in control, and it's like a bunch of people who, maybe they bought their own lie because all they do is watch TV. You said this to me. They just watch TV. I think you did. They just watch TV. Like the older people who are in control, they don't really realize how out of control the story has gotten with Biden online, that he actually has dementia. And so then when they watch the debate themselves, like these like 70-year-olds or 70 and 80-year-olds who are all in control because they have all the money, they're like, oh my gosh, he actually does have dementia. Mm-hmm. And it's like the first time that they realized it, and now they're freaking out. They're like, wait, you guys didn't tell us. The CNN didn't tell us. They told us that he didn't. But now we just saw it. They're not like on X or on Twitter like looking at all these obscure videos.
All the cheap fakes.
Yeah, they're not looking at the cheap fakes, so they think it's not real. And then they see with their own eyes, all the donors are like, wait, he does have this.
Uh-huh.
So that gives me hope if that's actually like the scenario, because then they'll just look like fools. At some point they'll die. And then everybody else, they'll get too old. They won't be able to do this anymore.
Yeah.
And then people who actually know what's with the modern times, with like sharing videos and stuff.
Life is I think the most optimistic I ever felt in my whole life was the day I realized, oh, you know what? Life isn't like marching towards this inevitable boom. It's a circle. It's a cycle. And it runs the length of like a normal life, because people,
right.
People always want to do things differently than the people that came before them. And so, nobody's just going to keep, I guess, they've been doing it like this, we're going to do it like this. No, it's like you see the people above you like, wow, you guys completely screwed this up. What do you do? I'm not doing anything like the way you do it.
Right.
And and things improve, and things get better. You're right. Like, it really was very... This has been very interesting to watch this all play out.
I mean, I don't even care. This is what's so weird. I almost don't even care who wins, like the election. I'm just so interested to see what are people's reactions going to be on either scenario. Now there's X, which is free generally, so people can actually say what they believe. It wasn't like when all this happened in 2020 and like nobody was like, wait, I can't actually talk. I can't, even if I'm wrong, I'm not even allowed to say that. Like, I'm not even allowed to voice an opinion because they just take everything down. That's like, to me, that's more important than like the election.
Yeah.
Like that whole awakening or whatever. I don't really even, in any of this, it's hard to even see a good scenario.
It's like it changes slowly and then all at once. And you're just wondering when the all at once is going to be.
But that kind of gave us hope to see that maybe it's not so organized.
Yeah, no. This is the most discombobulated I think I've ever seen the elite class. That's how it feels. It's like, man, it seems like there might be talking points going out, but they're conflicting and nobody is sure what they're supposed to be saying. Mm-hmm. And then as soon as there seems like maybe there's a consensus, then no, that didn't work out. Oh no, hang on, we got to do something.
Every day it's different. It's very weird.
Yeah, I've only like halfway followed it, I feel like, and I can even tell like the discombobulation. It's very fun. It's been fun to watch. I like to watch these people squirm. Maya gave me hope this week. Is that we've kind of started school a little bit?
Oh yeah, it's funny you bring this up because I literally it was this morning. I was thinking, when do they start school? Like, when do
Yeah.
they start to,
Yeah.
you guys, I didn't know.
Well, he's kind of he's sort of in the same situation you are, where he could start one year or another year based on when
that's
his
right.
birthday is. So it could be this year or next year.
Okay.
But we've kind of gotten started, and he, yesterday, we just said, "Do you want to start trying to write and read?" And he said, "Yeah, let's do it." And I said, "Okay." So we just spent a few minutes doing that, and then at that night, they want me to ask Siri like what words are in Spanish.
Yeah.
And I didn't have my phone on me. They do it at bedtime. I didn't have my phone on me. And I was like, we can make that a part of school tomorrow. You guys want to do school where we just learn a Spanish word? Oh, that's a great idea. Let's do that. So it's just been fun. And even I'll talk about this more in We Recommend. But we've been... I showed them Baba Is You the other day.
Yeah.
This the logic puzzle game on the computer, and they picked it up quick.
I can see kids, because that's breaking rules. Like,
Exactly, yeah.
I would assume that's a way harder for an adult to play.
Well, I mean, it's like just that they understand the concepts of it a little bit. Like, okay, oh hey, if you switch it from Baba Is You to Rock Is You, now we're moving as the Rock, and so they'll be like, oh, Daddy, I have an idea. What if you change this to this?
Yeah, wow.
And they can never like solve the problem, but a lot of times they'll be like, oh, Isaac, that's a good idea because a lot of these puzzles, you can only move like a few different things. So if they're like, why don't you move that thing? I'm like, oh yeah, we should move that thing. That's exactly what we need to do here.
Right, like they wouldn't be able to solve it, but they can think about it differently than you could.
Exactly. So that's been fun. I told him, I was like, this is we're doing logic right now.
Pretty much.
This is logic. You thinking through a problem and figuring out how to solve it in a different way. So anyways, I'm just really excited to like do kind of like unconventional schooling with them as they get older, because I mean they're already doing math and spelling words and stuff like that, so it's we've kind of already unofficially started doing school, but it's just I'm excited to have 1,000 different random fun ways to teach them things. I'm excited about that part of getting to be a parent. That's very enthralling to me. I've been looking forward to that for a while, so it's fun that we're almost there now.
When do kids normally start? 6?
Around 5 or 6, I think. Yeah.
And that would be first grade?
A kindergarten, I guess. I think it's kindergarten. Okay. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. I'm not sure.
I have no idea.
I need to figure that out, I guess. So there we go. All right. You want to recommend some stuff?
Yes. Yeah, I think I know why I was thinking about you guys starting schools, because of my which I've recommended before, is the website.
Oh, you're actually talking. Sorry. I was pulling hair off of my shirt. Go ahead.
It's the website Canopy.
Yeah.
It's a streaming service. But if I had to, I get it for free because I'm in Davidson County, which is in Nashville. And so if you have a Davidson County license, you can go get the library card, and the library card works for Canopy. Which is really, really amazing. But if I had just one streaming service that I actually had to pay for, it would be that.
Yeah.
And I would get rid of everything else. But they have a lot of the great courses. Plus, I think I've already said this before.
A former sponsor of our show, by the way.
That's right.
Many years ago.
But it's not just that they have those courses. They actually have like the PDF that you can look at the book.
Yeah.
So like there's one about, they've got, tons and tons and tons and tons. But they have one on French. And so I was like, oh, this is cool. I wish I had the booklet. And then I saw it said, there's extra material. So I clicked it and it was like, what? It's like the entire book.
Yeah.
So I don't think I can print it or anything, but I can like look at it and read the French words and stuff like that. So, I mean, if anybody out there, like, seriously, like Canopy is great. They got some questionable stuff on there, Josh. I'll tell you that right now. If you like just the documentaries and the educational stuff on there, if you just stick with that and you're like a homeschooling family, like it's pretty crazy what they have.
Good
on
learning
there.
stuff.
Yeah.
Okay,
So check
good
that
to
out.
know. They got some kids shows on there too. So like the old Franklin and
Old Little Bear. But for some reason, and this is something that only I would worry about. Why? So with Little Bear, there were 2 theme songs. There was 2.
Okay.
But for some reason, you can only ever find the old theme song, not the good one.
Oh, okay.
They're both good, but don't
remember it.
You don't remember the Little Bear theme
I didn't
song?
like Little Bear.
Okay. Well, you were older.
I was a little older.
But yeah, I don't understand it. So I can go back and like, I want to hear that theme song because it's just such a great theme song.
Okay.
One of the best.
Okay.
And it's never there. It's like always the old one. And it's like, what is
just
this?
keep the YouTube video of the newer one ready, and so then play it, and then turn the episode on.
I mean, I haven't even watched an episode.
Oh, okay. You're just
I'm
complaining
kind of
about
waiting.
this.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm just complaining about. I just wanted to hear the theme song, so I'll just go to YouTube now.
Okay.
So, what's yours recommend?
I talked about this and it gave me hope briefly, but and I've probably recommended it before, but it's one of the I always forget what a great game it is. Baba Is You. If you like puzzler games, it's one of the ultimate. Okay, everything you need is in this room. Now get out of this room kind of games. Where you just every level is just its own little puzzle. So it'll say Baba is you, rock is move, flag is win. How do you get to the flag? You just have to get to the flag. But in this game, you can switch it so that, hey, now I can change it so that instead of Baba is you, now rock is you. Oh, now I'm the rock. I can move around here. But wait, now I can say, wait, flag is win. Can I change it? Oh, yeah, I can. Now rock is win. Oh, let me change myself back to Baba. Now I'm Baba and rock is win. So if I just touch the rock, now I win.
See, the question is, how on earth did he come up with all these puzzles?
I don't know.
You have to start backwards?
He's a genius. I don't know. I mean, it's a game it sort of teaches you to think like as if you're doing coding.
Yeah,
and stuff.
yeah.
So you must have just been somebody who enjoyed coding and then also enjoyed puzzles and just had a mind to understand how. But every one of those puzzles is so clever. I mean,
I've only played a few of them, but yeah.
Every level makes you go, oh, when you finally figure it out. We've been stuck on one for like 3 days and we just solved it this morning.
So is that one of the most popular indie games that's ever been made?
I mean, it's well known. I don't know how much it's sold or how popular it is, but it's definitely one of the best puzzle games that I've ever played.
Yeah.
And if I ever hear about a well-renowned puzzle game, I try to give it a shot. So I like to think I've played most of the really good ones, and Baba Is You is certainly top 3 or 4 or 5 of the best I've ever played. It's just really clever, and I've never beat it. That's why I'm playing through it now. I want to try to beat it again, but it gets hard quickly, and it's not that it's unfairly hard. That's why it's so good, because it is a fair kind of hard where you feel very accomplished when you figure it out. It just takes a long time to figure them out. So you have to sit there and think, okay, am I going to sit for 30 minutes just to figure this one out? But when you figure it out, you're going to feel really good about yourself. Like, well, I actually feel like I used my brain sitting here playing a video game rather than just, okay, I played 30 minutes of a game and I got to rest my brain for a minute and enjoy myself. This is like, okay, I'm not resting my brain, but I am getting to play a video game. And also when I'm done with this, I'm going to feel like I did some school, essentially. Like I had a moment of like, aha. So anyways, Baba Is You is just really good. One of the best.
Yeah, I need to buy that. I don't have that right now.
It'll take over your brain. Like, that's one of the only games I've played where like I'll sit there and I'll think about a puzzle when I'm not playing it. Like, how do I solve that? So, a lot of them are like have so few things going on in them that you're like, there's only so many things I could do. So it must be teaching me something that I don't know. Is there some combination of things I haven't tried? Oh, and then it's like teaching you a new concept. Man, it's good.
Interesting.
That's it. That's the podcast.
We did it.
Okay. Well, I guess from now on, we'll just kind of say, could be now, could be later.
Now, could be later.
So, we'll let you know what's going on when we know.
We'll see you guys.